On March 23, 2022, a senior engineer at Sky Mavis, the company behind the billion-dollar game Axie Infinity, received a message on LinkedIn. It was a recruiter, and they were offering him the job of a lifetime, a massive salary, incredible perks, a chance to leave his grind behind. The engineer was interested. He went through multiple rounds of interviews. He passed the tests. Finally, the recruiter sent him the official offer letter in a PDF document. The engineer clicked Download. He opened the file, and in that exact microsecond, he didn't just crash his computer. He crashed the entire economy of a digital nation. That one click allowed hackers to drain $625 million in seconds. Gone. Now, you probably think this was some Russian mobster, or maybe a genius kid in his mom's basement. You would be wrong. That engineer wasn't hacked by a criminal. He was hacked by a government. He was hacked by a starving nation that has no internet, yet somehow manages to be the greatest bank robber in human history. Welcome to the dark reality of the Lazarus Group. While you were worried about your portfolio dipping 10%, these guys are stealing billions to fund the end of the world. And I'm not being dramatic, I mean literally. Because every dollar they steal from your DeFi wallet doesn't go to buying Lambos, it goes to buying uranium. Today, we are going to look at how North Korea, a country that can barely feed its own people, built a cyber army that terrorizes the global financial system. And the scariest part? They might be working at your company right now, and you wouldn't even know it. To understand how this happens, we have to go back to the beginning. In most countries, if a kid is good at math, they become an accountant, maybe a software engineer. In North Korea, if a kid is good at math, they disappear. The regime scours primary schools for mathematical prodigies. We are talking about 10 or 11-year-old kids. These children are taken from their families and sent to elite boarding schools like Kimsung. They are forbidden from contacting the outside world. They are fed better than anyone else. They are treated like royalty. But they have one job: learn to break codes. By the time they are 18, they are sent to the University of Automation, also known as Miram College. This is the Hogwarts of hacking. They spend 16 hours a day learning to exploit zero-day vulnerabilities, crack encryption, and infiltrate banking SWIFT codes. They aren't soldiers with guns, they are soldiers with keyboards. And when they graduate, they are sent to Bureau 121, the cyber warfare division of the Reconnaissance General Bureau. Their mission isn't espionage, it's revenue. So how do they do it? How do they steal billions without getting caught? They use you. Remember that engineer I told you about? That attack was called Operation Dream Job. Lazarus knows that people in crypto are greedy. They know developers are looking for that next big paycheck. So they create fake companies. They build fake websites that look legitimate. They create fake LinkedIn profiles for recruiters with 500+ connections. They will spend months talking to you. They will become your friend. They will do Zoom calls with you, using actors hired to play the part. And then they send the payload. Sometimes it's a PDF. Sometimes it's a tool they ask you to test for a code review. Once you run it, they're inside. And they don't just steal your money. They use your access to open the back door to the entire company vault. But that's not even the craziest part. Sometimes they don't hack the company. They join it. Right now, there are thousands of North Korean IT workers pretending to be from Japan or South Korea or the US. They use stolen identities. They use voice modulators to mask their accents during interviews. They get hired as freelance developers at crypto exchanges. And once they are hired, they send 90% of their salary back to the regime. And if they find a vulnerability, they don't patch it. They exploit it. So why does this matter to you? Oh, it's just crypto, right? It's just fake internet money. No. According to the United Nations, cyber theft funds approximately 50% of North Korea's ballistic missile program. Think about that. When you see a news report about Kim Jong-un testing a new ICBM that can reach the US mainland, that rocket wasn't paid for by taxes. It wasn't paid for by trade. It was paid for by the Ronin Bridge hack. It was paid for by the Harmony Horizon hack. It was paid for by the investors who lost their life savings in 2022. We tend to think of cybercrime as a nuisance, a cost of doing business, but in this case, the victim isn't just a bank balance. The victim is global security. Lazarus isn't stealing money to get rich. They are stealing money to build a weapon that could end civilization. So the next time you get a random DM from a recruiter offering you a salary that sounds too good to be true, or the next time you download a new DeFi wallet from an anonymous developer, just remember who might be on the other end of that connection, because in the digital world, you never know if you're talking to a friend or funding a nuclear war. This is the world we live in. Stay paranoid.